Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Evolution League Racing. We've got round number 3 today, and the Miami International Autodrome recently scanned with LiDAR for the F1 25 game. And we watch on as Spitfire Boy takes us through his outlap at the start of sprint qualifying. We've got this 12-minute session. Then we're going to go to after sprint qualifying, we obviously go to the sprint race. Then we go to the main one. And that is where the bulk of the points are decided. But there's still points up for grabs in the sprint. And here comes Spitfire Boy. Around the last corner, who will be the first driver to start a lap. EJ has seemingly gone off through that section, but I can't really see where his car is from this camera angle. It's not the most helpful. Spitfire Boy takes us through the first couple of corners, though. He gets it stopped, rotated. These curbs that are very different on the game, like on the F1 25 game with the new LiDAR. And that's the best way I can really describe it. Takes us into the S's of corner numbers that I don't know because they're all covered up on my track map, which is not the most helpful of things. It's like this really awkward double left-hander of 7 and 8 at the very end, very bottom of the circuit for his long blast. All the way up into turn number 11 through 3 corners that aren't really corners, but they're fair enough. Spitfire Boy's backed off his first round, which is interesting. I didn't notice any major mistakes, but clearly, he was not very happy with it. There's Hearts coming through into turn number 11. A little lock-up on the front left. A bit of under-rotation, but he gets it. He still gets it stopped for the corner. Keeps it going on the lap. Coming into the turn 13-14 chicane. 13, 14, 15, 16 even. Look out for the entry to 13. The wall's so much closer now on the 25 game with a new LiDAR scan, and don't be surprised if someone hits it at quite a high speed later on, in the race, in the sprint race, in the main race, or even just in the later runs of qualifying if they end up pushing too much. The Williams of Hearts comes from the last corner to set 27.6 as the first time in sprint qualifying. We'll only be seeing 2 runs set in this session. It's 28.6 from Clifty Clive to go 1 second off the fastest time at the moment. So far, Hart still stays fastest. Lynn Wilder has done that time on the medium tyres. It's 127.8. So he's only a couple of tenths off with tyres that should be quite a bit slower. EJ's done a 28.6. Ahmed's done a 29.2. There's Dan on the intermediate tyres, who we're not going to pay too much attention to because that lap is not going to be the true representation of performance. Here comes Polytromp across the line. So 126.571 on those medium tyres. So we'll be able to go faster later on in the session. It's not like real life where sometimes you do see pole taken on the, on the medium compound. That just doesn't happen really on the games. The cars basically never react better to the mediums. Here comes Mr. Business though, around the last corner. As I say that, there's another driver we're seeing taking those yellow walled tyres. It's 127.2. Polytron went fastest by almost a second when he set that lap. I didn't even notice. I thought it was only by a tenth. Teagues goes into third with a 27.5, but Polytron out front by a second or so at the moment, down to 7 tenths from that lap set by Mr. Business, but he's got quite the advantage considering where he is you know, it is seriously quite an advantage out front. Joining the session there, that was Burton, who's decided to come in the Mercedes. The reserves can obviously choose which car they're in, so long as it's not occupied by a full-time driver. There's no driver in that Merc for the time being, and so it's been occupied by Burt for the remainder of this race day, race weekend, depending on what you want to call it. It's only one day, but it simulates the full race weekend with the sprint and everything happening on the Friday. Sprint qualifying obviously would happen on a Friday in real life. I'd imagine Mr. Business... Oh, no, he's not going again. Surprising. Normally he tends to do those 2 runs in Q1. Or not in Q1, but just in qualifying. But I guess he can't do, considering the situation we're in. EJ's lost a bit of his front wing. That's the left-hand side, which I'm not too sure where he would have lost that, unless it was the inside wall through the... Oh, Spitfire Boy as well. Might just have hit the wall where I was talking about through turn 13. And it's damage to the right-hand side of the front wing. And that will be a return journey back to the pit lane with probably no lap set in between. If Spitfire Boy wants to get a representative time that's set without damage in this session, I'd expect him to come into the pit lane, which my suspicions were indeed true. So now we've got... Oh, I've just unplugged my... I've just knocked the cable out to my monitor. Hold up. I've just... There we go. Okay, it's back. I just knocked the cable off to my second monitor. Because of the cable's quite a stretch to get all the way up there. And if I bonk it a little bit too much, it just comes clean out. It just comes out. Oh. Okay. So we're going to see Burt coming through last corner soon with R34 right behind him, coming down into the hairpin of turn number 17. We've also got Aon on the circuit going through sort of the Mickey Mouse complex. And then there's the Racing Bulls there. There's Dr. Gray out on the track. There's Techsport as well, who's currently yet to set a time. Om's so far yet to set a time as well. There goes R34 into turn 1. Definitely is up there as one of the favourites for just every race. But not set a time so far, using an awful lot of battery through this first sector. I wonder if his batteries got stuck, but I don't suppose it would have done. It seems like just an awfully high quantity to be using through those first few corners. Gets it stopped, rotated through the spoonhead of turn 7 and into 8, back on the power, and accelerating down the back straight into turn number 11. Obviously got Burt at the top in front of him as well, who's coming up to a Mercedes there. Not Mercedes, sorry, a Williams there, which would be Theo in taking his first race today. Hopefully will end up getting out of the way, but it's getting close to the back of the Williams car in front of him for Burt. He's still there, still on the racing line. Is he going to get out of the way? He's not leaving a lot of space. He does move over in the end. Does give a bit of a tow down the straight, so I don't think Burt will be too angry in the end. Gets it stopped for the last corner. A bit of a slide as he gets it rotated. Back on the power he goes. And across the line, DRS active. So 1:28.3 from Burt, which will be followed up by R34, who might have just... No, actually, he's just further back than I thought. Across the line he goes. It's a 27.1. Still 0.6 off Polytromp on a softer compound. It's crazy the gap that Polytromp has in this session. We've just got Mike starting a run, going through the first couple of corners. There's going to be both Kix Albers, EJ and Spitfire Boy getting it rotated through the last corner pretty shortly. Clifty Clive just going through the first sector there, half a second up on his personal best. Here comes Ian, across the line, 27-0, still nowhere near the provisional pole time set by Polytron on those medium tyres. No one getting close to that lap time so far. Textbook goes fastest to 126.521 to take it by half a tenth on the provisional sprint pole. But here comes Polytron with the soft tyres, trying to beat his previous time. Birch's got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Clifty Clive. As going up a few positions there, that was Dr. Gray in the Ferrari. Mr. Business just starting his final flying run with only 30 seconds left on the clock. There'll be no time to start anymore. Dan's going to be cutting it a little bit tight, coming through the last corner of turn number 18. But obviously he will be okay. He's going to make it across the line in time. Liam Wilder's just going through that first sector. Keep an eye out on him. And that's the Williams of Haas as I just cut to him. Goes spinning off through the Mickey Mouse section. That's a yellow flag. Thankfully, doesn't block drivers from setting laps. Mike's gone up into 4th place. We're watching Polytron, who is improving on his personal best, but not by all that much as Teeks goes up into P6. He's going to get it stopped. Might get a little bit of a tow from the Racing Bulls up in front of him. It's going to be marginal, but there will be performance found from this tow. Polytron looks set to take that pole position away, so long as he can match just what he did on the previous lap going through this final hairpin. There is traffic up in front of him, but it shouldn't get in the way too much. Polytron gets it rotated through the final corner, and across the line he goes. And he does go fastest by 0.2 of a second. Polytron seems to have taken that pole away. Liam Boulder goes into 3rd place with a 126.9. Which I don't think is going to be improved upon, unless Mr. Business can do something, which he can. It's a 126.5 for the Aston Martin to go a 10.5 off that sprint pole time, which I think is going to stand until the end of the session. We've got Ahmed just coming to the line now. There's Dan on a lap as well. Don't actually count him out as he comes across the line. It's only P5 in the end. He can't replicate what he did in Zandvoort just 1 week ago. It is Polytron who takes that sprint pole. And it's always seemed quite comfortable in the end. And 10.5 to Mr. Business, who's got Tech Sport right behind him. And then look at the gap to Liam Wilder. And then look how close it is from 4th down to 9th. It is quite the qualifying session. That sprint pole position for Polytron, taking the fastest time in the end, with Mr. Business 2nd place, Tech Sport 3rd. There's Liam Wilder and Dan as the top 5. And we await the sprint race, which will be 10 laps of frantic action. Before then, we go ahead with the main qualifying and the main race. someone just one too early. I think we are going to have to restart. People going around. Oh, Mr. Business just left the session. Why has he done that? I'm not sure. Just... oh. Why is the what? Why is he just sitting there? Polydrom's disconnected. Like half the people have left now. What? Obviously we are restarting, but are we doing a new lobby or are we? What are we even doing at this point?
having to full restart. Oh, God.
Right. Hopefully we can actually get some racing. Maybe. Question mark. Maybe. Question mark. Hopefully. Possibly. I'm slightly losing faith in humanity. Right. The sprint race, or formation lap for it, is underway. You've got 10 laps. Ten laps of Miami. Clifty Clive and EJ have just collided on the formation lap. 10 lap sprint race, 29 lap main race, with an 18-minute qualifying session in the middle. It's interesting that Polytromp has chosen the hard tyres. He's going to be faster at the end of the race, but how much is he going to lose out from those worst tyres at the start? If he gets stuck behind another car in a DRS train, then that's basically just him done. And someone is going to hit that wall right here on the outside. It's so close on the outside. If you're trying to use all the track, it's so easy to just... What's Ahmed doing ahead? What? Okay. It's so easy just to catch a wheel and, you know, knock it off even... more than that, even like knock the wheel off, lose front wing. It's so easy to do at that corner now. Here we go. Polytron burning out those those rear tyres. Need to get the temperature in them. Those hard tyres, he's going to struggle to get them up to temperature in the first few laps compared to everyone else on those mediums. But that's the beauty of racing. We await the 10 laps ahead of us in Miami. And a 5, Red lights, head of the drivers. It's lights out. And away we go. Mr. Business does get a good start. He's going to try to pull alongside Polytron before they get to turn 1. Mr. Business moves ahead into turn number 1. Gets the move done on Polytron, who has to back out and settle for second place. Those hard tyres not quite firing up as well as the mediums. Mr. Business leads. Dan up to 4th as he squirms his way around, trying to find the gaps in the field. On the inside now of Liam Wilder, and gets that move done. Side by side. R34 going alongside Mike on the inside. Might have gone slightly off the track there as he made that place. Was he forced to do so? Will he be made to give that back? Dan goes through on Liam Wilder. He's still trying to make that move work. We're on board with Ian. He goes to the closing gap, and there's contact. Dan gets spun half around. He's lost a bit of his front wing, but he keeps going in a straight line somehow. He managed to catch it. He did it. The wall is now 3, maybe 4 wide going into the Mickey Mouse section. It's not going to go well, really, as they somehow all seem to have made it through cleanly. Down there on the inside is ghosted. There's now they're side by side into the chicane, Mike and Teeks, as somehow, again, they get through cleanly. And the McLaren moves up into 8th place, and all things considered, it's actually quite a peaceful start, considering how it could have been. Polytron is there, trying to make the move on Mr. Business, but Tech Sport's there as well, on the outside of the Alpine. Can't get the move done just yet. Hearts up, 5 positions from 11th on the grid, all the way up into 6th. There goes Tech Sport around the outside on Polytron to move up into 2nd place. Into the pit lane comes EJ, who seems to have picked up a bit of damage. He's having to sacrifice the race. Clifty Clive's coming in as well. The pair of them seem to have their sprint pretty much over, unless we see a safety car, of course, that can turn things around. But Mr. Business leads. Tech Sport in 2nd place, both of them gaining places on the medium tyres. There's Polytron on the inside through turn number 8. Can't quite get the move done. Ayan is almost there with Liam Wilder, but he's out of the DRS, and that is going to cost him, as Mercedes has it and will use it to pull away. But is he close enough anyway? Is he fast enough on the straights that it doesn't even matter? There goes R34, and Teeks battling again. On the inside is the McLaren driver. Dan helps R34 through with going slowly. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. But again, they're just going to settle back down into that train. Tech Sport following along from Mr. Business, and they go down the back straight. But the Ferrari's probably going to be that little bit too far back. 6/10 probably won't be catchable by the time they get to the heavy braking zone of the hairpin. Hart sitting in there in 6th is in a bit of a world of his own. Dan's holding on despite the damage so far. It's helping him down the straight, and he's not losing too much through the corners. It's the fastest lap of the race from Mr. Business. He tries to pull away from Tech Sport and Polytron behind him. So far, it looks like the medium tyre is the one to be on, but obviously that will switch later in the race. But when it's switched too late, the Polytron won't be able to make up for the positions that he lost. Spitfire Boy coming into the pit lane, quite possibly picked up a bit of front wing damage as well. He's on the hard tyres, so he's going to suffer from that stop. There's a Williams going slowly. I think that's Theo who's gone off through the first sector. Gets back going again as R34 gets past Dan. But was it a tactical move? Because Dan now gets the DRS and will pull to the outside of the Racing Bulls driver. And he's ahead long before they get to the corner. Teek's going to try and follow him through. He's 3 wide going into turn number 11. But I think it's going to be Mike who gets his car ahead. R34 sends one to the inside. There's a bit of contact. He's the only victim of the no. Ahmed's lost a bit of his front wing from all of that. Teeks might have an illegal overtake, which he's just had to give the place back for. This is now Hassan 7th and 8th with the Racing Bulls and McLaren in 10th and 11th. Here comes Tech Support on the inside of Mr. Business. He's gonna wait. He's gonna try and go for it into turn number 1. Liam Wilder sending the lunge on Polytron, and he is gonna get that move done to move up into 3rd place again. Polytron's hards just still don't seem to be the right tyre at this stage. But he's in a waiting game for when the medium tyre starts to go off, and then he can use them. Mike moves past his teammate Dan into turn number 1. Likely not fighting his teammate. Tiggs trying to get himself involved with the Haas car. There's nothing he can do just yet. He's got R34 trying to go around the outside, and he's made that move work. It becomes the inside line. And R34 has moved past Tiggs, taking advantage of the slower car in front of him and finding another gap on the inside of Dan. Forces him wide. He loses the place to Tiggs as well. Dan's DRS game might not have worked out on this occasion. So he falls behind Tiggs. He will get the move done down the straight with the DRS. But is he too far back to go for the move on R34? He's going to try it. Tucks around the outside. And he seems to get that place done. He can't really see what's going on. Tiggs sends one to the inside. But he can't keep that place. Mr. Business, or not Mr. Business, sorry, Dan, does indeed regain that 8th place. Polytron moves past Liam Walder into down the back straight as the Mercedes lost the DRS because of their fighting. And Polydrop's he's still out of it. So, that's what I was thinking with the hard tyres. He's got stuck behind Liam Walder and is now out of the DRS and could be out of the fight for the race win. Or the sprint win. So lock up from Liam Walder there, but you know, it's nothing too major. You lock up pretty much every corner on the game. It's not like one flat spot kills the tyres. Polydromp is not close enough. He's just not got it at this stage. Although through the S's, he's gained an awful lot of time on Mr. Business and will regain the DRS, maybe even kicking Liam Walder out of it as they go across the section point, and he has done so. Liam Walder has no DRS. Tiggs gets the DRS on Dan as he pulls the same move again and already goes past a pair of them. Dan moves back past into 8th place, and he's defending very well with the damage that he picked up from that contact with Aaron. The two racing bulls going at it now, and Tiggs still wants that place from Dan. He's not able to get it. R34 is getting involved with his teammate, who's trying to get that move done. The two RBs make contact, and one goes into the wall. He's got a bit of front wing damage. Om getting involved now. They both have a bit of front wing damage. Om gets squeezed into the wall now by R34. So the racing bull cars made contact. And I said we were going to see a car on the wall there. It only took going side by side. Speaking of going side by side, it's two leaders. As Techsport moves back past, possibly just let Mr. Business through for the DRS, only to regain that position. Polytromp follows them through the first sector. And is he going to get involved, or is he still just going to wait and find his moment later on in the race? You can see where Dan is. He's holding everyone up. He's pulling the same move again. Who's on a different driver this time, who's not experienced his tricks. And it's going to be quite an easy move to regain that 8th place. As Om moves up into 11th place, R34's damage is bad, and he's struggling at this stage. Here comes Dan, run the outside, and regains 8th place in the Grand Prix. There goes Teeks around the outside as well, trying to take that 9th place back. He can't quite do so, although with how slow Dan is, it might just open the door. But he's seen what happened with the two racing bulls. He doesn't want to be the one on the outside that gets squeezed into the wall. And actually, Teeks has some damage as well. They've all got damage in this train, pretty much. Look at them, they're all missing end plates, apart from Om, who's just sitting there in 11th place with the opportunity to try and, capitalise on the damage of those around him. It's still all very close at the front of the field, with Techspot leading. Mr. Business in 2nd place, and that's Tiggs who's gone round at the hairpin. He's going to get back going, but down in 13th. I think that's pretty much his sprint race coming to a close. So quite the first 10 laps of racing. If that's going to be what we see for the rest of the race, it's going to be quite engaging. this Grand Prix. So Magic gets past Om, who seems to have made a mistake. He's got damage as well. Ahmed picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings as there's contact. And I think Magic and Archie there making contact. And now they're all swapping and trading positions. Dan's going to let Magic through. Om might get past the Aston Martin as well. As here he comes with the DRS. Is Om going to take that position as well on the inside? He might just be a little bit too far back. He's going to think about the lunge. He can't do so. Magic hits Dan. And there goes Om. Around the outside, taking the opportunity. But again, he's just going to have to back out. He's not quite. Oh, it's more. Contact with the barriers there. On the entry to the chicane. And now surely Om's got that 9th place secured. As Magic hits the wall. For not the first time in this race. There's more contact, there's more damage. And Aen's been limping with missing end plates on both sides after the contact he had with Dan. It seems awfully red at the moment. Oh, knows what's going on at the last corner. Archie's gone into the wall. He's got a 10-second time bounty as R34 moves back into 10th place. Magic's in the pit lane. Teeks moves back up into 11th. It's a retirement there in the barriers. Clifton Clive and Ahmed made contact. Magic's retired in the pit lane. And I missed it. That was quite the contact that happened down at the hairpin. Apparently Twitch stream's laggy, but I don't think I can fix that. I don't know, the Twitch just does that sometimes. Sometimes it's fine, and then other times it's like 5 FPS. It's really annoying. It says it's fine, like no drop for... I don't know, I couldn't tell you. So, Om and R34 now fighting it out. As someone goes very wide, that was R34 going off. So, but Om and Dan are going to be fighting it out until the end of the race. Techsport and Polydrom have Polydrom and Mr. Business have swapped places as the hard tires starting to come into their own. Polydrom in the wheel tracks of Techsport, and he retakes the lead of the sprint that he lost at turn 1. Regains it 9 laps later, going wider. That's Nimble Older trying to get the move on Mr. Business. He's gone too wide and lost the place, and possibly the DRS with it. I've just unplugged my second monitor again. There we go. It's fine right now. I don't know, like... I don't know what's happening there. Because sometimes it's fine, sometimes it's not. There have been races where it's really laggy on Twitch, but then... I don't know, the VODs are saved on YouTube. Like the main streaming platform is on YouTube. It's where we get more views. It's where the VODs are saved. And it's where we can have a thumbnail. Oh, it's 3 wide going into turn number 8. Oh, that's not going to end well. Dan gets pinched on the outside. No, that's Teagues into the wall for the second time, and he's out of the sprint. But it's late enough in the race that we're not going to see a safety car. It's Dan trying to play the DRS game. It's all he can do. He's made contact with Om as they go through... through the Mickey Mouse section of turn 11. Oh, there's someone in the wall! R34's in the wall! And not the first time this race he's got involved in contact. He's got yet more damage. And Hart's now going at it for 4th and 5th as they go on to the final lap of the sprint. Can Techsport stay close enough to Polydrom to go past in the DRS zones around the circuit? Or does he have it covered? Hart and Aen scrapping it out through that first sector. Hart has got a bit of front wing damage on the right hand side. Aen does on both sides. And we'll see who is going to come out in front out of the pair of them. Polydrom seems to have it secured, as he might have just pulled out the DRS there. Ahmed's now gone off at the last corner. He's out of the sprint. Not the first McLaren we've seen to retire. Both of them are out of the sprint in the end now. Textbook doesn't look to be close enough to Polytron to take that place away, but he's going to try his absolute all through this final chicane. And Hart's going side by side as the Red Bull retakes that 5th place. Hart's will get the DRS on the run into the final corner, which is the final overtaking opportunity of the track, is where Hart's will have his best opportunity. Textbook will be too far back to go for the move, and let him through to take the DRS on the run to the line. And I think Hart's might just have him covered. It's going to be close. Coming through the final couple of corners, it's going to be Polytron who took the pole. He's going to win the sprint in Miami after losing a couple of positions. There's contact and Hart has entered the wall of the final corner. After contact with Ayan, who is going to give the place back in the end, which was the right thing to do. Mike's going to come home in 7th place in quite an uneventful sprint. Dan, who almost like caused everything with his defensive antics, is going to come home in 8th, pretty much scot-free since his since his big contact with Ayan. He's going to come home in 8th place, 15 seconds behind the next car. And that will be the sprint. We're going to have to do another lobby restart. Are we actually going to, like, do anything? I'm not sure. I'd quite like to. Seems to be a bit stuck. I think the lobby's broken. Yeah, the lobby died. It's going to be one of those days. Hour in and not even got to quali. I'm going to claim my podium pass rewards. Might as well. It's 1,500 bitcoins. That was worth it. It's not even 1,500. It's 1,250. Oh, and there's a scam bot in the Twitch chat. That's always lovely. Can I just do that? Is it possible for me to just, like, take action against it? I don't think it is. That's unfortunate. Wait, guess I have to go via the browser. Let me just remove that. We've got qualifying. Create a dashboard, stream manager. Can I report? Yes, I can. And then ban from chat. Bye bye. Hey. Well, we've got qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix. So the first driver. Oh, what? Oh yeah, he's got a quality ban. I almost forgot. Oh, here we go. And qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix is underway. Into turn one, full Spitfire boy gets it stopped, rotated, and back on the power again. Wow, it's getting quite late. Spitfire boy gets rotated through this first couple of corners, through the S's, and it's going to be approaching their pin of turn number 7 into 8. He's going to get it stopped, rotated, and back on the power. And down the straight. In towards turn number 11. And yeah, it's just neat and tidy for Spitfire boy. He's going to come across the line pretty shortly. And as you can probably tell from my voice, I am getting a little bit bored. And the problem isn't that there's too much going on, it's just, like, it's just that we spent about 10 minutes doing nothing. There's Spitfire boy across the line. It's a 128.003. It's the first run in qualifying. R34 just starting his first run after quite an unfortunate sprint. We want to bounce back. Theo coming into the pit lane. Not happy with his run. Invalidated it as well. So that's Dan around the last corner just starting. Oh no, he's finishing his lap, sorry. It's 126.993 from Dan. To go faster than Spitfire boy by just over 1 second. As next to the line, it's Magic. He does 27.8. Dr. Gray 27.7. And Mike 127.3. EJ with a 128. Liam Boulder 127.2. And then Teeks will be the last of this little group to come across the line. It's a 127.496. Polytron approaching the line pretty shortly, but first up, we've got coming round the last corner. Across the line he goes. And it's fastest with a 126.808. It's quite the lap indeed from but he's beaten by Polytron with a 126.5 to make it an Alpine front row as things stand. R34 will be the next driver to the line, but he's backed off and is coming into the pit lane. He won't be completing the lap. Burnt out of fuel as well. He's not going to be, setting a lap. I think we're all but done with these first runs. So I say that Archie went up in P7 with a 127.657. Well, I've had to put my fan on as well. It just got too hot in there. It's actually boiling outside. It's way too humid as well. I just can't deal with this. Bad streamer. Bad streamer. Oh no, I turned my fan on, guy. It's been a long day. I had 3 mocks. I had 3 hours of mock exams today. I need a break. Just I'm tired. I need a weekend, man. I really do. EJ is just... I don't know what's going on anymore, to be honest. Is EJ improving? Quite possibly. Quite possibly not as well. I just want to sleep, if I'm honest. EJ's getting it rotated. Through the Mickey Mouse section, he does have a little tap with the barriers on the inside. He's going to keep it going. Keeps it out of the wall on the outside as well. Gets it stopped and rotated further before he comes to the end of the middle sector. He's actually 8 tenths down. I'm doing all of this for nothing. He's 8 tenths down, man. Like, how am I meant to know that? It's almost like it tells you. Someone just posted a lap there, I think. Oh, maybe they didn't. Maybe it's Bert. He set a lap. Yeah, no, Bert did it on 29.4 to go into 12th place. We've got the Racing Bulls of R34 just starting what will be his first run of the session. We've got Mr. Business on the circuit as well. He's still on an outlap. Theo coming into the last couple of corners as well. He's got he's not got M behind him. He's got Liberty Clive behind him, who's also just on an outlap. And the next cut to the line, Theo crosses the timing beam. It's 128.172. R34 will be quite possibly the next driver to the line. He's an awfully long way around the lap, as he's only just coming into the middle sector at the moment. He's just about halfway through the lap, going down in... Oh, is that an encoding? Possibly. It's an encoding overload. It might be thermals. It might just... Oh, R34 getting sideways through sort of the middle sector. Turn number 12 is a difficult one. You feel like you should be able to get on the power so much earlier than you can. 101.8. Despite that, it's probably still going to be a decent lap from R34, but don't expect anything too crazy. Dan just popped up into 3rd place, I believe, unless he was there all along. I'm honestly not sure. I think he's been there all along, to be honest. R34 goes into 4th place with a 127.183. Next to the line, we've got the two Alpines coming through the last corner. They're followed by the Williams of Theo, who's just on an in-lap. There's going to be Clifty Clive across the line, but he'd invalidated it. So I believe the next to set a representative time is going to be Mr. Business coming down into the final corner of the circuit of turn 17 into 18, around the high-speed flick of 19. Mr. Business across the line, and does go fastest with a 126.406. What are the Alpines doing through that first sector? Polytromp is almost 2 tenths up on his personal best, and so is Om. The two of them look to be set for very strong times. Both of them look to be set for very strong times. So the Ferrari coming up to the line. Is that Tech Sport? It is, but he's invalidated and is going again. Dan, I don't think, improved. Mike coming into the pit lane, not happy with his run. Spitfire Boy's just starting his last run and it's disconnected. I'll get him back in when I can. But we're watching the two Alpines, Polytromp up by 3.5 tenths on probably something similar as they come through the final corner of turn 17 into 18 and round. What was that across the line? 126.1 from Polytromp, finds 4.5 tenths, and Om can only improve by a 1 in the end. But he goes into P4, or it stays in P4, with a 126.702. Now let's get Aaron back in. If I can find him. That's a good question. Can I find him? I don't seem to be currently able to find him. Because it normally does... It's not quite alphabetical. Let's just find him somewhere in the offline section. What's his EA name? I couldn't tell you. He does not appear to be there. Has Aiden unfriended me on EA? I'd assume he hasn't. No can do, unfortunately. I tried all I could. Tech Sport goes up into P5 with a 126.742. And into the pit lane comes Spitfire Boy. EJ's going to come around the last corner. Aiden has managed to rejoin the session. EJ across the line. Improves by 3 and a bit. 4 tenths of a second. But it's only up to P13. So 2 Alpines going to follow each other. Both out of fuel. Going to follow each other very slowly. Back to the pit lane. R34, I believe, is just... No, he's just starting his lap. We've got Teeks coming around the last corner. 3 tenths up on his personal best. He crosses the line. Improves by 1. But can't jump up any places as Magic goes up into P8. I think we're going to have a bit of a lull while we wait for the next set of runs to start. We've got EJ just coming around, as is the Mercedes of Burr. I thought for a second it might have been Liam Wilder. It's not. And R34 as well. There's only a few minutes left in the session. I'd expect there'll be a bit of a lull. And then people are going to go for it in the last couple of minutes. Let's see. This probably final run from R34 there. It seems to be all neat and tidy so far. Going through into the S section. Through 4, 5, 6. Into 7 and 8. At the bottom of the circuit before it's a traction zone. A very important traction zone, because it takes you all the way up into turn number 11. So a long run down this back straight. He gets the DRS, and he's going to go blasting down into turn number 11, where he's going to get it stopped. Oh, he's going to, I hope to, get it rotated through this Mickey Mouse section without over-rotating and getting a slide. But it all seems to be neat and tidy for the Racing Bulls driver. Gets it stopped through the chicane, again, taking as much curb as he dares. There's a bit of a slide on the exit of turn number 16, and that's going to cost him all the way down this back straight. He's 3 tenths up at the moment, but how much will that be by the end of the straight? And how much could it have been without that slide? 3/10 improvement could see him to around where Dan was. A bit more could see him up to about where Om is in P4. He's going to abort the lap. He's improving, but he aborts in favour of a better run later in the session. I think Cliffy Clive will do the same. No, he's going to go again. So we now see cars starting to head out for their final runs. They're all just getting ready for these final runs of the session. We're gonna see, and everyone is on track right now, bar one. And that was R34, who's gonna be tight whether he makes it to the checkered flag. Spitfire Boy's in as well. He's only just coming into the pit lane. So Spitfire Boy is not gonna be improving or setting another lap in the session, and I don't think R34 will either. With only 15 seconds or so left for him to get out onto the track. He's going to try. It will be very, very tight with time. He might just make it if he's quick. But R34 needs to get a move on with this outlap. Just the wall of cars. Every single one on their outlap. And we go for the final runs of qualifying. We're going to follow along with Teeks here, sort of in the midpoint of this train. But we'll see what the others are doing as well. Teeks needs maybe 6 tenths if he wants to get right competitive with the top 5. Definitely will need more than that if he wants to stay there. And we'll see how this first section goes for the McLaren. He gets it rotated through. It's just such a high-speed flick, pretty much no brake, not even a lift if you can manage it. He gets it stopped for turn number 8 and back in the power across the sector 1 split, and he's a 10th up already just after the first few corners. It's the most technical section of the racetrack. Very high speed, just very demanding. The G-forces on the car just throwing it around. But these modern Formula 1 cars just grip. And then it's the slower, still quite technical, but technical in a different way, section through the Mickey Mouse, under the bridge, and through the chicane. It's a slide as he gets it through turn number 15, but he keeps it going, and he's 2 tenths down. Teeks is not going to be improving as the checker flag now falls, and we're going to switch our attention to those further ahead in this pack. Across the line. You barely improved by about a tenth or so, as EJ can't improve. Dr. Gray goes up into 7th place with a 126.9. Obviously, Teeks there not improving in the end. He does find time in the final sector, but it's not enough to gain much ground at all. As Mike goes up into P9, it's not quite what he'd have been hoping for when he started the lap. Cliffy Clive next to the line, can't improve. He's down on his time. Polydromp doesn't improve either. Dan goes up into P5, but that opens the door for other drivers to come in and try to steal the pole away. Half a second improvement from Liam Walder there. Here comes Om, round across the line, this time without a toe. Does improve on his personal best. Mr. Business, what can he do in the session? He's down on his time. And unless R34 can get involved, it looks like Polytron has that pole position. Or Ayan can do something about it. He can't. He can manage P4, but no further. He goes 100th of a second behind Liam Walder. But R34 is 7 tenths up on his personal best. He's going to need to find a second if he wants to take that pole. He keeps those 7 tenths of a second to take third place on the grid. It was a very respectable effort in the end. R34 will be starting from third place with Polytromp on pole. And Mr. Business on the front row again. The same top two as for the sprint. But the drivers behind in different orders. And now we wait. And now, the formation lap gets underway. And Polytromp seems to have learned from his mistake this time around by starting on the medium tyres with Mr. Business, R34 and then Water doing the same. And in fifth has opted for the White Walled Hard compound, as has Om, and Dan. Magic in eighth, Export in 9th. What's he doing down there? He invalidated his last run, didn't he? On the hard tyres. Dr. Gray, Mike, Teeks, Archie and EJ are all on those mediums. Spitfire Boy on the hards. Theo, Clifty Clive, Bert on the mediums. And Ahmed at the back of the grid on the soft tyres, which will not last particularly long, but I guess if there's an early safety car, he might be okay. But here we go. Polytron is coming to line up on the grid to prepare us for Miami Grand Prix. That should be chaotic based on what we saw in the sprint. Take Sport missed his grid spot, but we await the last car to line up on the starting grid. Fly red lights again. 29 laps of the Miami Grand Prix as lights out, and away we go, and this time Polytron does get a much better start, and he will lead them comfortably into turn 1, trying to cover off there. That's N in the background moving across to the inside. Then Wild locks up and does lose the place to the Red Bull. Polytron still leads. Bits in second place with R34 still in third. N on the hard tyres making up a position on the first lap, but for the most part, they all seem to be in a very similar order to before. Techsport losing a couple of places with those hard tyres and missing his grid spot. But otherwise, they seem to all be fighting through. Theo getting sideways on the exit of turn number 8, loses the position. Two bird up in front of him. Mike got involved in something on the opening lap, losing a couple in quite a few positions, really. Theo and Bert, both big gainers in the field. Down at the back, but Polytron still leads. Mr. Business still in second place, and R34 still in third. The top 8, mostly as they were. EJ has jumped all the way up to 9th from 14th. As he's going to try and get the run. There's a move there. That's Dan going past Dom. Up into 6th place. Dispatching of the Alpine driver early in his hunt to try and close the way back up the field. Mr. Business and Polytron going side by side. As the Aston Martin take the race lead away. Polytron's going to try and fight it back, but he has to tuck in behind. And he does, for not the first time, lose the lead on lap 1. EJ and Magic fighting as they go side by side. And the Kick Sauber moves up, makes another position up to 8th from 14th. There's a yellow flag. So there's a big split in the field as Ahmed seems to have gone around and slowed down everyone else with him. And there's damage involved for more than one car. There comes Polytron with the DRS. The game thinks we'll be seeing 2 stops today. I doubt it, considering what we saw in the sprint. Considering that the medium seemed to quite comfortably go 9 laps. Polytron just has to tuck in behind Mr. Business for now. Can't make the move just yet. Oh, it's a big lock-up from him. Waldo goes straight up the track. Loses out to Dan. And, yeah, and he's trying to learn no line for this game. As you can tell, that didn't go so well on this occasion. The game there just recommended a 3 stop for Liam Waldo, doing a medium, soft, hard, which is not the greatest of strategies, I'd have to say. There's a yellow flag there somewhere in the background. Someone's gone off. It looks to be Bert, who's hit the wall on the exit of turn number 16, just going on to the back straight. Largely they're just disconnecting. I'm going to have to add him. Invite him back. There we go. There's a missing front wing for Burt. Ahmed's spending the pit lane as well. He's having to come in and might retire at this stage, but I think it'd be a little bit early for him to do so. Dan's just a little bit outside the DRS for the time being, but on those hard tyres, they'll come into their own later on. But Mr. Business leads. Polytron in second place. R34 in third. So they all go blasting down into turn number 11. As they're all going into pit lane. Even Theo's pitting, Mike's pitting, Bert's pitting. And Ahmed's apparently in last behind all of them, even though he's ahead. Polytron on this occasion looks to be close enough to make a move on Mr. Business, if he so chooses. But will he go to fight just yet? Will he wait? Or will he attack? He's in the slipstream, he's closing in with the DRS. But I think he's just a little bit too far back. For the time being, Mr. Business does seem to be quite rapid on the straights and quite difficult to overtake on lap number 3, going on to lap 4. He's got to think about the move. He's not close enough to get anything off just yet. Yeah, the race just starting to settle down that little bit now. The gap's starting to form and open up. But who's to say it won't be interesting later on as we start to see more action setting in. EJ's doing a good job still in 8th place. I believe he's on the hard... No, he is on the medium compound. The two Ferraris right behind one another. Texport needs to get a move on. He's still out of position down in 10th. As he moves past his teammate, he gets the run and moves up into 9th place. I don't think he's going to be close enough to go past EJ just yet. He's going to have to at some point, though. As Oms move past Dan, going into turn number 11. Bert's pitting again, and this time speeding in the pits. He's lost his wing again. Has Bert. Polydrop again in the wheel tracks on Mr. Business bike. I don't think he's going to be close enough again. He's just got to keep waiting until he can finally get the move. There goes Texport. Past EJ. There goes Dan back past Dom. Liam is going to think about the move, but he doesn't do anything too rash for the time being. The way I said that makes it sound like I think he is going to do something rash. I don't think he is. He might just, miss a braking point or two, but can't really blame him. There he goes! On Om, he's gone very wide in doing so. And as I said, he did miss a braking point. And maybe even 2. And all over the back of him, he's wanting to find the place. And now Om's lost the DRS to Dan because of that send from Liam Walder. And he's going to think about it. On the inside into turn 7, into 8. He's almost made that work. He's going to get the run again. And he's moved past the Mercedes, who cuts him off. And then has to back out. Or otherwise he would have seen a repeat of what happened in the sprint with Dan. And it looked to me like Ayan was alongside there, and Liam just cut him off, but I don't know. I didn't see it well enough to give a verdict particularly. I'm sure if Ayan thinks he was cut off, which he definitely seems to from the way he braked. Oh, Bert's gone off again through sector 1. He's going to get back going. He's going to go a lap down on lap number 6. Bert is lapped. And that seems to be pretty much his race over. Mr. Business took an awful lot of that inside curve there, which could be his race. Or it could be a track limits warning. Celebrity Clive coming into the pit lane, emerges down. Oh, he seemed to not emerge for a period. He emerges down in 17th. Dr. Grey and Magic fighting side by side through the first couple of corners, but retired from the race, and that's a virtual safety car on lap 6, but only a virtual safety car. Almost got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, as I assume he's gone over the chicane in avoidance of the Mercedes? Quite possibly. It's only a 3-second, so it can't be served. So if Om chooses to report it, he can get that one removed. I don't suppose anyone's going to come into the pit lane at this stage. A Polydrop! They're both coming into the pit lane! It was a late decision from Mr. Business to pit. Polydrop almost overtook him. But they're all coming into the pit lane. Even Dan is pitting off the hard tyres. He's going to be going to the end on 2 sets of mediums, I guess. I assume it will be a 2-stop for everyone with these pit stops. And a big, big gain for Spitfire Boy, who's not quite going to emerge in the race lead, but he's going to be in 4th place. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch out for later in the race. Arm got held a bit, but from the double stack of with his teammate, as DRS is enabled, and we go racing again. EJ Speeds on the VSC restart, and that's going to cost him big time later on in the race. He did so well to work up those positions in the opening laps, only just to be ruined by a speeding penalty. Mike seems to have spun at the last corner. The game is convinced Dr. Grey's leading the race, which he quite plainly isn't. It's Mr. Business who leads. He's got Polydrop right on his diffuser, if he even thinks about putting a foot wrong. Polydrop is right there and ready to go for a move. Why are we seeing this camera angle? Thank you, EA. That's exactly the camera angle I needed at this moment in time when I'm watching a battle for the race lead between Polydrop and Mr. Business. But again, there's not enough straight line speed for Polydrop to take that race lead away. As TechSpot moves past Dom, up into P8, that virtual safety car seemed to work very nicely for him. And lunges one to the inside, and Om is down into 9th place, which is actually 9th, because Dr. Grey is not where the game thinks he is. But he's going to fight him back. Om down the main straight, retakes that 8th place from Ayan, who's still trying to fight it. Can't do so. And Om moves back up into 8th. EA, are you stupid? He's quite plainly not in the race lead. Like, yeah, I love a 5-second lap time. Brilliant job. A small indie company. And they're not a multi-billion powerhouse. Not at all. Wow. EA never fails to amaze me. I wonder if it shows second on everyone else's screens. Like, do they see this incorrect positioning? And again, these front two is the same story every lap, with Mr. Business trying to pull away. Polydrop stays with him, but he's just never close enough to pass at this stage. Dan's got a comfortable P5, or P4 at the moment. I need to, like, you know, start disregarding the incorrectly marked car. Spitfire Boy and Om making a bit of contact. as the Alpine ended up losing the place to him, got it back through turn number 1 with the help of a little bit of contact. No, he's not... Right, I can... It's only lap 9 because it's a sprint. He's done a 5-second lap time. And according to the game, he is on lap 10. Like, according to the game, he is a lap ahead, but he's just plainly not. What lap even is it for the leaders? Is it only lap 9? Yeah, it's only lap 9. Yeah, Dr. Gray's a lap ahead. But he's not, because he... Okay. Sure. I'm not going to question it. No, I'm just not... Yeah, I can't check if he gives blues, because he's got no one to give blues to. We go on to lap number 10 for these two leaders. Mr. Business and Polytron just staying as they are. And Om's just a little bit too far back. He does stay just about in the DRS, but he's definitely at risk of losing it at this stage. What do you mean D doesn't work? What do you mean normal keybinds just have stopped working? That one works. Okay. I just had to, like, open the spectator menu for D to work. There's a yellow flag through the last couple of corners. I think Ahmed's gone off. And seems to be pulling into the pit lane. Quite possibly to retire. I think that's Ahmed's race over. Which, indeed, it is. On lap number 10, Ahmed's race comes to an end. Look how closely Polydrop can follow, but then as soon as it gets to the straight, he just... Look at Mr. Business just visibly pull away. And it's setups designed for different areas of the circuit, so you can tell one's designed for straight line speed, one's designed for overall speed, and Polydrop just can't pass him. There's nothing that he can do to deal with the wing difference that Mr. Business has. Slim Walder and Techsport having a bit of a battle for 6th place as they're catching up to Dan. Not quite caught him, but if Techsport can go past here, can quite likely bring them back into the 1 second. He's not going to do so just yet, so they're going to have to wait a little bit longer. I'm pressing 1 just to look at the race leader, and then it's not the race leader. This is really annoying me. Yeah, they're just... It's going to be going like this the entire race. Arminayan going side by side again as the Alpine tries to move past. Back up into that 7th place. He can't do so as EJ picks up a 3-second time penalty. Down in 13. It's not going to affect him too much. That's an AI car. I need to stop thinking about him. Yeah. If Polytron can just get past with a strategy, he will be able... If he can just... You know, if he gets out the DRS, there's nothing Mr. Business will do to catch him. Because he clearly has the pace. He just is not able to pass because you can't follow closely enough for him to be able to do anything at this stage. And maybe we'll see some battling later on, but I doubt it. And gets a slide on those curves. Again, there's just nothing people can do to follow because of the increased dirty air on this game. With like on last game, with the same wing difference, Polytron would have found a way through so far, like at this point in the race. But the way it is this year, and with the increased dirty air, which was an intentional feature to make it more realistic and try to reduce DRS trains, all it does You know, it's not reduced DRS trades, it just makes it harder to pass. I mean, I'm just not sure if we're going to see any passing in this train. And you know, even in this one, they're struggling. TechSport has now caught Dan, and he's going to try and go past for that 4th place. He's trying to take it away from the Haas on the inside, and he is going to do so. But Dan, he knows where the DRS detection is. He's going to try and fight him back. On the run to turn 1, he gets a better run, tucks him behind, switches to the outside. Can he find a way through? Yes, he can. Dan goes straight back past into turn 1. Not even at the halfway point, man. Like, Spitfire Boy comes in. Now, Dr. Gray is coming up to lap some people. I think. Yeah, he's lapped DJ. Yeah, I think he is actually a lap ahead. Are they gonna do one less lap? Oh no, it's only half a lap difference, I guess. Yeah, but it's just there's nothing they can do to stay close, and there's a game bug. I don't know what happened. How did he get a lap ahead? Like, how did that happen? Explain. Like, he is giving blue flags, even though he's not a lap ahead. And I think EJ honestly knows that and is racing him. And you can tell, like, he's not a lap ahead from the fact that he's the same pace as him. What a weird race. What, like... The game's so much better, but it's still the F1 game. No matter how much better the F1 game gets, it's still the F1 game. The bugs are what make it amazing and awful. You know, it goes without saying. Unfortunately for him, Dr. Gray is not going to keep that race win. Because he did a 5-second lap. It's not exactly... It's going to be really weird, though, because he's going to have to... You know, with the gaps. Oh, he's got 3 seconds now. I think what we're going to have to do... Find his reference to Mr. Business across the line, or whoever finishes second, and, you know, cross-reference it with the lap of Miami, find his gap behind him. Because what, he's like 29 seconds behind Mr. Business or so. That seems about right, doesn't it, for where they are. That looks to me about 30 seconds. A gap from... Yeah. Maybe even more, maybe more like 30. Well, good news. Mr. Business has finally got the gap below a minute. So that's great for him. With damage past export in turn 1, he finally sees them battling, and there's a Williams coming out the pit lane straight into the middle of it. TechSport's going to want to follow him through the S section, and then try and get the run to go straight back past into turn 14. Oh, not turn 14, turn 11. There's not a lot to talk about in this race. Really, not a lot. It's I'm trying. I'm really trying. Like, out of everything I could have needed, this race was not it. So it's good to know that Miami is nicest to drive, but it's still just as bad to race. Someone... Was that... Who was that just went completely straight on? Was it Liam Wilder? It quite possibly was. Struggling with the no-line. And like after a week of marks, 3 in 1 day today, this just wasn't what I needed. You know, a fun race, cool. Not this. Now it's... And the pit lane comes down, but he's sped! The first bit of action we might have seen. But Dan's sped in the pit lane. And that quite possibly could have ended his chances of fighting that 4th place. And Dr. Gray's pitted from the... Why has he gone on to softs? With 12 laps to go, what's he going to do? I don't know. It's certainly a race. It's certainly a race that happened. R34 has just set the podium. Look where he is. He's just... Yeah, he's got nothing that he has to do to get that podium at this point. Aiden sped as well. He follows Texport in. And he too has fallen foul of the speed limit. So they come in after 10 laps on the medium tyres. Export's gone on to another set to take him to the end. Those will be struggling by the end. The undercut seems quite strong, as Dan quite comfortably has it over these two that have just come into the pits. But then he's got that 10-second time penalty, which he's going to have to serve. Teeks comes out just ahead of tech support, but he's not pitted for a second time. So he's going to have to come back into the box at a later stage. Tech support gets a 3-second time penalty. For multiple warnings, he tries to find a way past Teeks. He's going to do so just on the exit of turn number 8, but might have sacrificed the DRS in going so early, and that might give Teeks a chance to fight back if he chooses to. And there he goes. He's going to fight him back, and he's going to keep that 8th place from tech support. And there's nothing that the Ferrari driver can do for the time being. He's going to have to try again on this back straight. Liam Wilder gets past Dom. This is pretty much a race into the pit lane for these two. Liam locks up. There's nothing that Om can do to get back fast. Well, actually, no, it's not a race to the pit lane because they're both on hards. Ignore me. So Dan has a 4.5... It's a 4.5 second undercut. Why doesn't Polytron try something? Go on to another set of hards. Then we'll take you to the end. Pit this lap. Go for the undercut. You've got to. Because if he doesn't get an undercut, he's just not going to win this race. He's got to pit this lap, surely. Although if Polytron goes past, there's... Oh, he's bumped into the back of him. Although if Poly goes past, then we'll see no action in a different way. It'll go from Poly can't get past Mr. Business to Mr. Business can't get close to Polytron. But alas, that's just how it's going. As Om's got back past Liam Wilder, are these leaders going to make a pit stop? Mr. Business in the race lead. There's a yellow flag as we go under the bridge. That's Theo who's gone off. If he brings out a safety car, it could... Oh, Polytron stays out again. Unless they go into the end of the race. Like, Polytron has to pit. There's no way they're going to the end. Not a chance they're making it. I don't understand why Polydrop doesn't just roll the dice and pit. You know, with the gap he has, he's only giving himself more risk of being undercut by... Oh, Theo's just gone into the wall again. Quite possibly tried to retire there. Textbook moves past Magic, who comes into the pit lane. Gets a 3-second time bounty for multiple warnings through that first sector. Theo does retire from the Miami Grand Prix and is close to battling on this occasion. But again, Polydrop can't find a way past. And if he does get through, Mr. Business is just going to get him straight back. He's got to make a pit stop. Yeah, Gray is doing the 3-stop strategy, which I saw the game recommend of the medium, hard, soft, hard, or whatever it was. It's just the worst strategy I've ever seen. Again, there's no way through for Polydrop. He's got to pit. The longer he leaves it, the less likely he is to win. Pit this lap. Come on. Mr. Business comes in. So he's going to be the one who blinks first. Polydrop had to go so much sooner if he wanted the undercut. R34 spins in the last corner. He had the 3rd place. Completely settled. But he's gone round. He gets back going again. He keeps his position. But now he's at a much bigger risk of being caught. But now, Mr. Business, is he going to catch Polydrop? And is Polydrop going to go to the end? If he goes another lap then pits, he's not winning. Is a statement I can make with full confidence. If Polydrop pits, he's not winning. But if he tries to stay out, he might not score points. It's Kimi Räikkönen in Nürburgring 2005. It's probably the European Grand Prix. Oh, no, it would have been the German Grand Prix, wouldn't it? In 2005, because there wasn't Hockenheim. Oh, no, or was there? No, there totally was. I don't know, bro. But it's already too late for Polydrop to pit. He should have done it before Mr. Business did. He's going to pit. Polydrop's pitting from the lead of the race that he inherited from Mr. Business. He's going to be about 5 seconds behind him. He's making the 2nd stop. And he's going on to a set of the hards as well. He's going to be about 5 seconds behind Mr. Business, who surely is going to win the race now. It's R34 and Liam Wilder come into the pit lane. Stays out and will be behind his teammate. Look how much Dan gained. Why didn't Polydrop go for the undercut on Mr. Business? I can't comprehend why he didn't undercut him. I can't. Why would you not undercut in that situation? And maybe he can storm back up to him, but you're so much faster. Pit a lap earlier, you're past him by 5 seconds, done. I don't understand what Polydrop did there. Why didn't he pit? And then when he did pit, it's too late. Oms just hit the wall there. I just heard it. Oms hit the wall. Through turn 11. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're going to see some thrilling finale. Dan's a 10-second. He's going to be falling quite a long way down. But look how powerful the undercut is. Look where Liam Wilder is. From like 3 laps or so of staying out. Man, as comes into the pit lane, he's going to fall right the way down the field. Maybe even outside the points. Molly Dromp now gets a 3-second time bounty. And yeah, his race is over. But we've got a safety car. As Ian has hit the wall. He's out of the race. I look away for 1 second in the race where nothing has happened, and then this happens. Is Dr. Gray? Oh no, they're going to catch up to him. He's going to go a lap down. Pretty much, through no fault of his own. He's going to be caught by all the leaders. And because of the game bug, he's going to go from a lap ahead to when, you know, yeah, they're going to catch Dr. Gray. And so he's probably going to have to be filtered down, you know, corrected. And they're all coming back into the pit lane. Dan's obviously serving that 10-second time bounty, which makes sense. He's going to get it off his head and not have to deal with it anymore. Yeah, they're told to pass the safety car because of Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray is the race leader, but he shouldn't be. But now he should be a lap behind where he is, but Gray, if he keeps the lead, deserves the win, but does he though? Because he's only in that position to keep the lead because he did a 5-second lap. 5 seconds. I worked out why he did a 5-second lap. Look at the flag. That is your answer. Yeah. The flag tells you all you need to know. And, you know, I'm not being racist. I'm just saying, like, he's on the other side of the world. The game struggles with that. But finally, this race is going to come alive in the last few laps. It's going to be a frantic last few laps. On with a 6-second that could possibly be reduced to 3. Dr. Gray out front, who's been... I don't know what's going on with Dr. Gray, to be honest. Like, I don't know how quick he even is, because I've not seen him the entire race. But he's there. There's going to be lapped cars. There's going to be Clifty Clive in between them. I don't think everyone's going to catch the safety car. We're going to go... because of the fact that Dr. Gray is the race leader, I don't think they're all going to catch it. Honestly. As into pit lane comes Teeks, serving a 10-second time penalty as well. I don't see EJ catching the safety car here. He's almost a lap down and we're 2 laps into it. So Clifty Clive is a lapped car. And he's in, you know, 2nd place in the train. Dr. Gray should also be a lapped car, really. Like, if we fix his laps, he should be 13. Oh no, he shouldn't be 13, so he should be in 12. I don't know, do we just put him at the back of the lead lap? You know, it's unfair on everyone else if he's up there, but it's unfair on him if we move him down, because, you know, he did nothing wrong, he just got shoved into the race lead by the game, because it's It's stupid. You know, no matter how much it's improved, it's still F1. It's still F1. Oh, Dr. Grace just retired. What? Is it? He's crashed under the safety car. Why can I can't take my eyes off this race for a second, despite everything that's been happening. What? Despite everything that's going on, and now Liberty Clive is going to be leading the restart. Someone tell me what's going on in this race, because I couldn't tell you. I took my eyes off the screen for a second, and the guy who's been... As soon as I look away... I looked away for a split second, and now he's out. And we're getting another lap on the safety car. So it's... What on earth is going on? Polytron's stuck behind a car who's left the session, so he can't get out of the way. Oh, will it be in this lap? You know, get 3 laps to the end of the race? And it's still not everyone's caught the safety car. There's still Teeks and EJ trying to catch it. Will it be in this lap? Or is the game... Okay, yeah, the safety car will be in this lap. Mitsubishi is going to lead the restart, but there are... Clive. Come on, Clive. Come on, man. You're better than that. Mr. Business leads them away. And will be basically the de facto race winner because Liberty Clive has held up the entire field. And yeah, it's just... It's been a race. Oh, R34 getting sideways. So they go through the first sector. And he loses a couple of places to Tech Sport. And to Dan, there's contact. He tried to keep it on the inside. He falls down to 9th. Dan loses places as well from all of that. Liam Walder, sitting a second and a half behind Polytron, is currently looking set to take second. The Tech Sport goes round on. It goes all the way around. On the inside of turn 9 into turn 10. And the Alpine has to settle behind Spitfire Boy and Dan, going side by side. There's contact between the two of them. They're wheel locking and both off the road. And there's still further contact down centre at the inside. There's contact again. And they're both off the track. They're both. Yeah, okay. Well. Okay, yeah. And Dan retires from the race. That just summarises the entire race, to be honest. And, like, that's... Yeah. Techsport moves up into 4th place. The Magic trying still to fight him. Is gonna have, not quite have the advantage on those old hard tyres. And Techsport moves up into that 4th place where he's likely to stay at the checkered flag. Om's going to move up into P5. R34 and Cheeks battling it out. Yeah. R34 does move past Spitfire Boy. He's going to get a decent result in the end. I don't know, he won't even get past Om because if that 3-second gets removed from Om. Yeah, I mean, I guess. Mr. Business. Yeah, he's benefited from the chaos, but he's not been directly involved. He's gonna take a comfortable victory in the end, but I'm sure he would have rather take it in a better way. It's just a shame we didn't get a race in the end. After everything that's happened, we didn't even get a fight for second. Polytron might just have enough to hold on for that second place. But it's not a challenge out front, really. Mr. Business he's not been able to be overtaken, but with a safety car restart, you would have hoped something could happen. But no, because, you know, a certain someone decided to be a menace. Yeah. I just don't need to comment on this anymore. You know what's happened. You know how it's been. Mr. Business is going to come around the last corner to win the Miami Grand Prix in unusual fashion, and I'm sure he would have preferred, you know, to do it in the more conventional and normal way. Techsport comes home in P4 with Magic P5. Om's going to get P6. R34 does get that P5 in the end, with Teeks in 8th, Spitfire Boy in 9th, and EJ is, you know, he's got nothing to play for anymore. He's got that 10th place. EJ comes across the line to take the final point. And then it's just Clipty Clive. Mr. Business takes his second win of the season. And extends his lead in the Drivers' Championship And in a race that could have been so much more. It's Mr. Business who wins, Polytron second, and Liam Wilder in third. I've just, yeah. It needs to be better next week. That just